Hi, and welcome to this video for Chapter 9. I wanted to start this Chapter 9 video out by just looking at a couple things in the lecture notes folder. So for Chapter 9, you have your regular PowerPoint notes. You have some additional notes that I have placed here as well. My internet's going pretty slow today, so hopefully those will open up in a moment. So these are some additional notes about how to do the questions, some of the specific questions in this Chapter 9 homework assignment. And then you have a series of 4 videos that I have picked out that might be helpful for this section as well. So if you haven't looked at the Chapter 9 homework yet, you will see that Chapter 9 is all about linear regression. And linear regression is, in simple terms, just writing an equation of a line, which we did that probably in college algebra and some of the other math classes that you have taken already. And so, if we just take a quick peek at Chapter 9, we can see that a lot of the questions as we start out, it's kind of a scaffolding assignment where it starts out very simple, and then it moves on up to a little bit more complex topics, but it works your way into the assignment. And so some of the first questions start out with things like find the slope of these 2 points. And so you see you're finding the slope, you're finding the y-intercept, and these are things you'll want to recall back from college algebra or whatever class you had that did these things. We're graphing lines, and so lines pass through specific points, and we need to choose the graph. So those are just some of the things that take us into looking at linear regression and modeling and being able to take a set of data and do a regression, and then from there be able to make some predictions like we've been doing with other things in statistics. And so now we're taking data and using that to model. So I want to go over to Statcrunch, and I want to show you some of the features that we will be using in Statcrunch for this chapter. So to write equations of lines, you can do that by hand. There are formulas, but it's best if we let the software do our equations and then we focus more on the interpretation of that. And so we are going to use, for most of Chapter 9, when it says to write an equation of a line, we're going to use regression and simple linear. And this is just writing a simple linear regression. So what you will do with these questions is make sure that you get your data in Statcrunch, and then you will tell it, okay, my x variable is in this column and my y variable is in this column. We can do hypothesis tests and confidence intervals, and you will see some of that in the homework. So those features are right here within the linear regression command that you'll be able to see when those questions come up. If it's asking you for a hypothesis test, you'll be able to do that right here. If it's asking you for a confidence interval, you'll be able to do that right here. There's a couple of questions toward the end of the assignment. I think they're somewhere around 27 and 28, and they ask you for a Spearman's rank correlation coefficient or a Spearman statistic. And so to find that in Statcrunch, you are going to look under non-parametric and then go down to Spearman's correlation. So there's a couple of questions that actually ask you to do a Spearman's correlation, and that's where you'll find that. So that's really all I wanted to show you for this video. If you have other questions or comments, as always, feel free to email me and I will help you the best I can. Thank you.